Real Madrid vs Manchester City projected starting lineups for Champions League game. European football giants Real Madrid and Manchester City will meet in a titanic clash in the UEFA Champions League knockout playoffs on Tuesday. Both clubs had underwhelming league stages in a competition they have both dominated in recent years. Madrid finished in 11th place with 5 wins and 3 losses in the league phase, rattling off 3 wins to save a title defense campaign that was off to a rocky start through the first 5 games. Los Blancos comfortably dispatched Brest 3-0 on the final match day to secure their qualification to the knockout playoffs. Manchester City, meanwhile, barely qualified for the knockout playoffs, having to beat Club Brugge 3-1 on the final day to secure their survival. The Citizens finished 22nd in the table with 3 wins, 2 draws and 3 losses, while sporting a modest +4 goal differential. City's domestic campaign has not gone to plan either, as Pep Guardiola's squad currently sits in 5th place in the league table, 15 points off leaders Liverpool. Their last league outing was one of their worst of the season, losing 5-1 to Arsenal. They bounced back over the weekend, defeating Leyton Orient 2-1 in the 4th round of the FA Cup. The two sides met in the quarter-finals of the Champions League last year, with Madrid narrowly advancing through a penalty shootout after 3-3 and 1-1 draws. Guardiola is likely to rotate his squad heavily from the one that travelled to Leyton Orient over the weekend. Superstar striker Erling Haaland should come back into the starting lineup for Omar Marmoush, while Phil Foden could replace Jack Grealish out wide. Ruben Dias returned to the pitch with a 45-minute cameo on Saturday, but is likely to start on the bench against Madrid on Tuesday, making way for Manuel Akanji and John Stones to start at centre-back. Mateo Kovacic and Bernardo Silva could make up the midfield pivot, replacing Ilkay Gundogan and new arrival Nico Gonzalez, who went off injured against Orient. Kevin De Bruyne is in line for a start after scoring the winner in the FA Cup tie, and could to his 8 career goal contributions against the Spanish Giants, which would mark a Champions League record. Manchester City predicted lineup. For -2-3-1 Stefan Ortega, GK, Mateus Nunes, John Stones, Manuel Akanji, Josko Gvardiol, Mateo Kovacic, Bernardo Silva, Savinho, Kevin De Bruyne, Phil Foden, Erling Haaland. Injuries: Nico Gonzalez, hip; Ederson, knock; Jeremy Doku, knock; Nathan Ake, unknown; Oscar Bob, broken leg. Rodri, ACL. Real Madrid will hope that their makeshift defensive line can keep out Man City's high-powered offense on Tuesday. With a number of his starters nursing long-term injuries, Carlo Ancelotti will likely turn to the inexperienced Raul Asensio and midfielder-turned-defender Aurelien Tchouameni to make up for the absences. Lucas Vazquez is also expected to miss the game, meaning Federico Valverde will likely return to the right-back position. Dani Ceballos will likely join Eduardo Camavinga and Jude Bellingham in the midfield. Kylian Mbappe will undoubtedly lead the line, flanked by his usual strike mates, Brazilian duo Rodrigo and Vinicius Jr. Real Madrid predicted lineup: 4-3-3 Thibaut Courtois, GK, Federico Valverde, Aurelien Tchouameni, Raul Asensio, Fran Garcia, Eduardo Camavinga, Dani Ceballos, Jude Bellingham, Rodrigo, Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius Jr. Injuries: Lucas Vazquez, hamstring; Antonio Rudiger, thigh; David Alaba, muscle; Eder Militao, ACL; Dani Carvajal, knee.